The recent slide in energy prices has already had a major impact on the people and companies in the boomtowns that rely on abundant shale oil and natural gas in the Permian Basin in Texas. So could the boom times be nearing an end? Brian Sullivan has more from Midland, Texas.
With oil prices continuing to fall, now cut in half off their summer highs, the oil industry here in Texas is starting to feel some strain. And there is perhaps no place in the state that feels it as much as the city of Midland. For the past few years, Midland has been one of the fastest growing cities in the state. It's also got one of the highest average incomes of any place in America. Increased oil prices, improvements in drilling technology, and the controversial practice of fracking have set off a wave of investment in this far west Texas town over the past few years. In every direction here, there are new companies, new construction, building after building of oil rig operators, drillers, service companies, and everything else that is attached to the Permian Basin oil surge. According to Texas Tech University, the Permian boom sustains more than 400,000 jobs and more than $100 billion in total economic output. We asked longtime oil man and local resident Paul Kenworthy if all of this is at risk.
It's certainly not going to go away entirely, but as you can see from some of the equipment stacked in here, it's certainly going to slow down. And so the extent of the slowdown remains to be seen.
But Texas has seen this movie before. In the past 2 or 3 decades, there have been a number of oil boom and bust cycles in the state, and those in the oil business do remain optimistic.
We're only about 1% oversupplied, and so that will be corrected fairly quickly, I think, during 2015 and early 2016, and then we'll be more of an equilibrium.
As the price of oil has fallen, so too have the oil stocks. Though the bigger, older players tend to have much lower cost of production, many of the newer companies may need $50, $60, or even $70 a barrel oil to remain profitable. Investors in these companies and residents of Midland agree on one thing. It's not necessarily how low prices go in the short term, but rather how long they remain at these levels. The longer oil stays in the $50, $60, or even $70 range, the more pressure is going to be put on the Permian and the companies who operate here. From Midland, Texas, for Nightly Business Report, I'm Brian Sullivan.